In that first half, you guys really looked unbeatable, and then in the second half was quite a different story. Just how would you assess like the dominance of the first half, and then how would you assess your play in the second half?
Well, when we started the game, we forced them to play maybe a little quicker than they wanted to, take some shots that were maybe a little quicker than they wanted to be. That helped us get out and transition more. And no one at halftime thought that the final score was then going to be 90-40. They made us play a little bit slower in the second half. I think we became tentative. I thought they did a good job of running their offense and making us stay on defense a little bit longer, probably. Shots that we had that we were willing to take in the first half, some guys were like a little bit, hesitant, and next thing you know, against a really good team, if they get enough opportunities, they're gonna convert on those. It's probably the first game that we've had where we didn't get a big boost from our bench, so all that, I think, made for a close game at the end.
Geno, the fourth quarter, you had AZ hitting shots early and then Silas hitting shots late. I mean, it must have been fun to watch as a coach, seeing good basketball, so to speak, and just talk about. I mean, I don't remember many guards doing that against you guys, sort of shot for shot in an early season November showdown.
Yeah. No. Obviously, those are two of the best shooters in the country playing tonight. Against each other, and they both put on quite a show. And not easy for them to get those shots, but they seem to be able to make shots other people have a hard time making. I thought, I forget which one it was, but I'm trying to think. The one that Siler made, that was beyond, like a foot behind the NBA line, right? I mean, that was, and it was the end of the shot clock, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So once you get a good player, once they get going and they can feel it and the team has a certain momentum, they just need an opportunity to shoot it, and it's a pretty good chance it's going to go in. So they went to their strengths, and we went to ours, and we just had enough at the end to put it away. But I told Kim before the game that I thought this is the best team she's ever had. They're really, really, really good. And I told her after the game, I told you. She didn't believe me before the game. I said, I told you. So, sometimes we play teams that are top 10 teams and we make it look like this is the easiest thing in the world, to play a top 10 team and just, go out and win by 30. That, this team is, Michigan's way too much like us. And I don't like playing teams that are just like us. So hopefully we won't see another one of them for a while.
Hi, Geno. Sarah's very nonchalant about her night where she's getting 20 rebounds, but at the same time operating defensively in a way where you're able to send her out at guards. And the two parts to it I'm wondering are how not normal is this? Can you just kind of speak to how not normal it is that she's able to do this as a sophomore, but also is this what you were expecting from her at this role at this time, or is she developed faster than you expected?
You can tell when you see a player play in high school what kind of skills they possess and what kind of temperament they have on the court. And I always knew this was going to happen for Sarah. Nobody knows if it's going to happen like it happened in the NCAA tournament last year, or like it's happening now. You always knew it was there. We can play differently defensively when she's in the game than we can when we have a traditional, big in the game. We can play differently offensively because we can put her anywhere on the floor and we're good. Not thrilled that she had to play 40 minutes tonight. I wish I could have given her a breather. I think, that third quarter, I think she looked a little fatigued, and that's my fault. But for her to get 20 rebounds, that doesn't say a lot about our other guys, does it? So our other bigs, the ones that got in the game, they have a lot to make up for. We can't, nor should we expect, her to go out and get 20 every night. Sarah Williams, Blanca, those guys got to, get involved, right? They got to be involved. Last year, Paige was our second best defensive rebounder. So we need to get a couple more rebounders in there, and not just one. But yeah, we rely on her and AZ an awful lot, and in games like this, like I said, it was Michigan's two guys against our two guys, and ours came out a little bit ahead.
Over here. You said last week, over here, Geno, you relayed some of your text messages with Kim, and Kim just talked about it a little bit too. You said last week that, maybe that you guys should, go have a couple of drinks and gamble a little bit. I guess after this one, do you feel like you need to go have a drink? And if so, what would you have?
Yeah. At the XL Center, we have a new club. It's like a bar right outside my locker room. So I can just walk out there during timeout sometimes and just grab something. And tonight, if we had that here, I might not have come out in the second half. I knew going in this was not going to be easy. I didn't sleep well last night, and I had a pit in my stomach the entire day. I knew this was going to be hard, because they're good. They're very, very, very good, very good. I think they're one of the best teams that I've seen. I don't know, I can't say I've seen everybody play, but I haven't seen many teams better than them, that's for sure.
Geno.
For AZ to kind of just take over the way she did in the fourth, what kind of leadership did you see from her down the stretch, and just kind of where's her confidence level right now?
Yeah, I think there's a lot on her shoulders right now. We have some inconsistencies in our perimeter guys shooting. Like when we're good, we're good. Like you saw, like when Ash is making them, she's making them. When she's not, she's not. So AZ's the one that we know if we get her enough touches, something good's going to happen. It would make her job a lot easier if on a regular basis we had other guys. But some nights you're just going to have to do more on your own. I thought tonight she did a lot of it on her own. I mean, we had 21 assists on 26 baskets. I mean, that's pretty good. I think we need to create more shots on our own, and I think she did some of that today because she's capable. She's capable of doing it.
Geno, KK took that shot right in front of you. First of all, what were you thinking when she put it up there? I mean, were you thinking she should have passed it to AZ for another three, or?
I mean, you like that kids have confidence. I mean, I'm glad she had confidence to take that one right in front of our bench. I mean, she only missed the other one by about 5 feet, so that would have given me confidence to shoot the next one. I was ready to pull my hair out. But I'm glad that she had the confidence to knock it in, you know?
Can you talk about the trust you have in her overall? I mean, you played her 37 minutes today. She had 7 assists. I mean, how does she contribute to this team?
Yeah, and same thing. You know, I don't think anybody needs to play that many minutes. But as I said, we didn't get any production whatsoever from our bench, right? So we couldn't do what we've been doing, which is try to keep everybody fresh and play, you know, 22, 25 minutes. You know, nobody should have to play 40, 37 minutes. So we have to address that. So it makes it even more, I think, more impressive that playing all those minutes and having the defensive assignments that she had, that she was still able to make that many offensive plays when we needed her to make them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have when you don't have the luxury of getting a couple breathers, it's hard. It's hard. And I trust KK. I mean, I would trust her with my wallet if it was empty. We're working on it. She's gaining more and more trust every day. Next time I'll put like a $5 bill in it.
Geno, you mentioned that they're too much like you,
Yeah.
right? And I was, thinking of Kim when she was at St. John's pulling off the upset at Gamble when nobody really was doing that. And I was wondering, is there something about her teams, the way she coaches, that where they come at you a little bit different than other teams do? They're not afraid. They don't get shell shocked, down 21-5. Do they come at you a little bit different, her teams?
I think they, her teams are usually pretty well balanced, and they play a style of play that takes advantage of their strengths, and they don't do things that get them in trouble. A lot of teams lose because they're trying to do stuff against us that they can't do. Like they're a pressing team. They press all the time. Watch them this year. Every game they played, they pressed the entire game. They didn't press us one time. Told the last minute of the game, whatever. So they always play to the way the other team plays to take away what the other team's strengths are. She's really good at that, and she has the right roster this year. Of playmakers. She's got a bunch of guys that can make plays. Yeah, I've always been a big fan. I mean, if they hadn't beat us that game at Gamble, she might still be at St. John's. So I'm glad they won. Get her the hell out of our league, right?
One of the first one-possession games you've been in a while. Can you just kind of speak to your level of comfort and or confidence that you have drawing up a play for AZ or Sarah down the stretch?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it depends on what you think you see defensively, I thought we did a good job of getting AZ a wide open three at a crucial time. The one right in front of my bench, right in front of me, actually, right there. And the ability to get that shot, I think you have to trust that she knows where to go, where the spot's going to be open, and you have to trust that we're going to deliver that pass right on time. And the only way you learn if you can do those things is you have to be in those situations, in-game situations. Now, you can go over them and practice a million times, but it has to be like right here, you know, in a game that really matters. You know, we shoot free throws every day, you know, but until you shoot them at the end of the game and you have to make them, it's different, you know. So yeah, if AZ's got the last shot of the last shot of the half, you know, we know once that two-man game goes with the two of them, something good's going to happen. I'm not sure what, but I know something good's going to happen. And then the rest, you know, you just got to, if it goes in, you win. If it doesn't, you lose. But at least you know, you're going to do it with the players you believe in the most, for sure.
Hi, Geno. Michigan dropped back in a zone, especially after the first quarter. What did you see from those different looks? And then what did you see with your offense when they saw those different looks throughout the game?
They were having a problem guarding us man-to-man, and they weren't scoring. So those two things, one, they started to score, so that allowed them to have the luxury of being able to set up their zone. They're not a zone team, but they went to zone. That's what my other point. They're not really a zone team, but they had to, because that was the only chance they were going to have, to try to slow us down, to try to make us be a little more stagnant, because when it was just flowing, free-flowing, we were going to, you know, it was really tough. So they scored, they got back in their zone, and they spread it out enough that they weren't worried too much about what we were getting inside. So we threw it inside, and we didn't get anything. Then we got outside, and we missed. Then when we missed, we stopped shooting them. And then we started forcing them. So whatever their intent was for going zone, I thought it was a great idea. Thought it was great for that particular moment. And they stayed with it. They went a couple more possessions man-to-man, but mostly they stayed zone.